Guys, Rollins got moved to Smackdown. I'm not okay. I'm actually crying. I didn't want to. Bye. Close my door. Yeah. So, as you saw from my reaction in my intro, I am not too happy Rollins got drafted to Smackdown. I was actually going with my friends to go get dinner when the first round of the draft happened. Even though I yelled at them that we're going to miss the first round, they were like, no, it'll be fine, it'll be fine. And I missed Rollins got drafted to Smackdown. And I cried. So that's what that video was. And now we're here to review Smackdown, the whole draft. And this is our first Smackdown review show, so we should be really excited. Woo! Okay. So we obviously start with the first round of the draft. And so obviously Drew and Roman were the first two picks. And this was a smart decision because obviously you want your brands to keep your main championships. Even though we'll get into later that someone got crowned a new champion and it's like the brand, they switched brands. So Roman and Drew, 1 and 2. Then we have Asuka, who was third pick. You know, makes sense. Women's champion. You want her to stay on Raw. And then Rollins gets drafted. So first I'm going to say haha to all of you people who actually thought that Rollins getting drafted to SmackDown was just to get away from Rey and Dominic, because if you didn't know, the whole storyline got drafted to another show. That is right. Not only did Rollins get drafted to SmackDown, Rey and Dominic got drafted to SmackDown, and most importantly, Murphy got drafted to SmackDown. So now instead we just have this whole feud on Fridays on Fox. That's exciting. And I was wrong with this one. So the Hurt Business goes to Raw in its entirety. I thought the Hurt Business was going to break up, but I was wrong. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with this whole Retribution feud. So I guess it made sense. After this, we got a promo from Rollins saying that how he's now the Friday Night Savior. I still don't like it. And, he talks about how he's been a Raw superstar his entire career, and he's ready to shake things up, and he's ready to go on to SmackDown with some new faces. And if you didn't watch the Watch-Along draft, he wants to verse Roman. It's happening. Not very soon, but it's happening. Our first match of the night is Big E versus Sheamus in a Falls Count Anywhere match, and this was a really good match. Big E is really making his name as a singles competitor, and as we'll get to later, that's kind of where his new career is going. And this was all over the place, literally through catering, the parking lot. This was really, really good and really entertaining. A great way to start off the draft night with the first match. Big E gets the win here, and as a backstage interview is going on, we see two nicely dressed security men, and it is none other than Kofi and Xavier. They want their tag team titles back, and as we go into round 2, we get that match officialized. It's going to be Kofi Kingston versus Xavier Woods. Well, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods versus Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura for the second tag team titles. We'll get there. So now we enter another promo, and it's Jey Uso. He wants to know, what's the stipulation in his Hell in a Cell match, which still does not make sense to me. The stipulation in a Hell in a Cell match is it's Hell in a Cell. There's no disqualification. You can literally do whatever you want, and it's just pinfall or submission. So I don't understand why we need a stipulation in the Hell in a Cell match. Crazy. So Roman and Paul pop up on the big screen, and they talk about how they tried to save Jey and not put Jey in this position, but Jey's been wanting it, and now he's gonna have hell to pay. So it is an I Quit match. So this, I don't like it. I feel like you need to keep the Hell in a Cell match a Hell in a Cell match. Why are we adding this other stipulation in? I get it, it's to be different. We have 3 Hell in a Cell matches on the card currently, with the second one announced later on in the night, but it's okay to have 3 Hell in a Cell matches. The pay-per-view is called Hell in a Cell. It's okay. You don't need to have another stipulation. It's just really weird, really crazy. Nope. And we go into round 2. So we have AJ Styles going to Raw, which I'm super excited about, because AJ and Drew for the title. Please book it. TLC, Royal Rumble, that would be an amazing match. Please, WWE, do it. Also in the second round, we had Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. We're keeping the Women's Tag Team Champions on Raw. We also had Naomi going to Raw, which was a little shocking. I thought that she was going to stay on SmackDown, but I'm excited. And of course we have Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. I'm super excited for Bianca because especially I believe that this should be the feud that Sasha gets in as soon as she wins the title at Hell in a Cell. Bianca is such an amazing athlete and an amazing wrestler, and she has such an amazing character, and she has not been utilized since she's been brought up right after WrestleMania. This is what you need. You need her to go to Smackdown. You need her to enter into that title picture to make her feel relevant. Because guess what, WWE? You're going to use Bianca because she's amazing. Please use her correctly. I might add, correctly. So AJ got to promo from his house saying how he's so excited that he should be mad. You know, he's made his name on Smackdown. You know, Smackdown was the house that AJ Styles built. And he talks about that he can't be with cheaters anymore. He can't be with the Sami Zayns and the Jeff Hardys. He just has to, you know, make a new name for himself on Raw. Which now definitely means that somehow, someway, Sami and or Jeff are both going to end up on Raw. Just because he said that. Now, with some Twitter feuds, we had Miz and Morrison versus Matt Riddle and Jeff Hardy. This was a really good match. So there wasn't too many matches throughout the night, which was okay because the main focus of this SmackDown was the draft. This match was really good. You had 4 incredible athletes getting in the ring, you know, proving themselves. And we had a shocking return of someone I completely forgot about. So Matt Riddle and Jeff Hardy wins and they're celebrating, and then this music just comes and it sounds familiar and you're like, where have I heard that? Oh, Lars Sullivan, that dude. I thought he got fired. I was shocked. I'm excited he's back. You know, the thing is, I feel like they haven't done a good job using Lars Sullivan. Like, for me, you look at what he's done at NXT, and the only thing you know him for is that inaugural NXT North American Championship ladder match, which Adam Cole won. And then you look at his time on the main roster for the short time before he got injured and then the mental breakdowns, and all he did was feud with the Lucha House Party, which is broken up but not broken up at the same time. It's just astonishing. I hope that on Monday in the draft they really utilize him and make him known, because him versus Strowman, phenomenal. Him versus Big E, him versus Keith Lee, these are matches that you could have take place. But if you're not going to use Lars and you're just going to keep burying him throughout the card and have him feud with handicap tag teams, it's not going to work. It's a waste calling him up. If this is what you're going to do, just keep him in NXT. Come on, WWE. You know better. How many years? Over 50? Okay. Next, round 3. So like we talked about, Rey and Dominic Mysterio get drafted to SmackDown. Mandy Rose is kept on Raw. We also have the Miz and Morrison shift to Raw, which we'll get to this when we get into Otis. I'm very confused. We also had Ricochet going to Raw, which was a really smart choice because, you know, he could feud with Ali and Retribution if they don't move to SmackDown, which I don't think they are, but in case, just have him feud with them. And Jey Uso. This is a good third round, you know, a lot of names. Dominic and Ray cut a promo and they're like, did you hear what Seth said? You know, he thought he was going to get rid of us, and now we're here, and we're going to ruin his life. Come on, people. Next we had Sasha Banks versus Bayley, and I was actually really shocked that this match ended in a DQ, only because I just thought there was going to be a finish. I know that this match was going to help set up Hell in a Cell, and I thought the easiest way to do that was to have Sasha win the title and have her defend it and beat Bayley in Hell in a Cell to fully get her full circle retribution of everything Bayley's done for her the last couple months. But no. It ended in a DQ. This match maybe went 5 to 6 minutes. Bayley got a chair and beat Sasha up. Sasha then cut the promo later in the night and says, you know what? I'm done. I'm done playing your games. At Hell in a Cell, it's going to be me and you locked inside that cage, and I'm going to win. And this is what you need to do. You need to have Sasha win the SmackDown Women's Championship. Please. Then you have to have Bayley go to Raw. Then you have to have Bayley beat Asuka. And then the two of them can just run the women's division on different brands. WWE, this is what you need to do. It would beautiful, beautiful things here. Please do it. I know you won't because I said it, but please. And then we get into our tag team match. So I was shocked that they won the titles. So you have Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods versus Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura, and they win. They win the tag team titles for the 9th time. If they have one more, I believe Devon said they break the record for the most tag team titles ever held. And, you know, it's going along, and now round 4 starts, and Stephanie's out there, and she goes, and going to Raw, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, and you're like, what? Why? So now here's my problem. They are the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. And I'm aware that Bianca Belair is on SmackDown. So are you about to tell me that the SmackDown Tag Team titles are going to switch and you're going to have the Raw Tag Team titles on SmackDown? That would be really stupid. What I am suggesting, or what I am rather predicting, is on Monday you have a unification tag title match. You have the Street Profits versus Xavier and Kofi. Have the New Day win. And then have the tag team titles go between Raw and SmackDown. And here's why. If you look across both Raw and SmackDown right now, we have no tag teams at all. Left and right, you see WWE just breaking up tag teams like crazy. If you just unify the titles, you won't have problems to have them relevant on TV. Or you won't have problems trying to make tag teams. Just do what you do with the women tag team titles. Whoever holds the titles gets to switch back and forth. Unify them. That's the smartest way to go. Meanwhile, if you just have the SmackDown Tag Team titles on Raw, then the Raw Tag Team titles on SmackDown, that's confusing and stupid. Don't do that. And then Big E gets drafted to SmackDown. So the New Day has literally been going on, I believe, 8 years. I think it's 8. That's insane. I am so happy for Big E that he's getting the singles push that he deserves, because he definitely deserves this more than any person I can think of. But it's just so sad. It's the end of an era. You know, so many people have grown up with the New Day, myself included, and it's gone. Like, it's so sad. Like, my heart broke a little bit last night. I was like, did he really? Oh my god, no. Along with the 4th round, we have Dana Brooke, who got drafted to Raw. Well, she's staying on Raw, because she just got there 2 weeks ago. Again, makes no sense. Angel Garza is staying on Raw, which means I'm half right. I hope Andrade goes to SmackDown to separate the two of them. We also had Otis. So now this is where I'm going to get a little picky. You have The Miz and Morrison on Raw. You have Mandy Rose on Raw. You now have Tucker on Raw. This whole storyline you have going on is on Raw. My camera's trying to film me again. Sad days. I just don't understand why you're just putting this whole feud on Raw and just having this one guy on SmackDown. You know, you're trying to make Otis a serious Money in the Bank holder, and Vince is a huge fan of Otis, but you're like not making it seem that way. So this was very shocking. And kind of sad. I don't want Otis to get lost in the shuffle. I don't want Tucker to get lost in the shuffle either. I want them to remain a tag team, and WWE's making that really hard. So then, you know, they have this promo where Tucker's like, oh, they won't separate us. And then the lawyer has like a delay of trial because now everyone's on a different brand. Okay. And then our main event. But before we get there, I'm going to talk about next week's matches. They make no sense. If you're literally going to have a brand split, why are you having Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns for the WWE Universal Championship next week when you have no idea if even Braun is going to be on SmackDown? Why are you having the New Day compete in the 6-man tag when, like, they're leaving? You literally just took the brand splits and, whatever, who cares? No, this is the problem. This is why people get annoyed. WWE, stop doing this. You literally threw the brand split out the window before we even had a chance to get through night 2 of the draft. Oh boy. And our main event, we have The Fiend versus Kevin Owens. So this was a pretty solid main event. You know, I think Kevin looked really, really good against The Fiend, and The Fiend looks super strong as always, which just, I don't believe that The Fiend is moving to Raw, as many people are saying. Well, we'll see on Monday. But, I don't know. Like, it was good, but I would have rather have it end with Sasha and Bayley. I don't know if maybe that was just my expectation. And I just got something completely different or not. But overall, I thought it was a pretty good episode. And then, you know, of course, you have Alexa come out, and they're like, ooh, spooky. But yeah, besides a couple draft picks that were a little wonky, I thought this was a really good episode of SmackDown. I'm excited to see what the new superstars of SmackDown are going to do. I'm excited to see where the Rollins thing is going. And although I am still very upset, I guess we'll see. So, thank you so much for tuning into my Draft 1 review. This is also actually our first time reviewing SmackDown. So, hooray! Make sure to give this video a huge like. Comment down below if you were shocked by any of the draft picks or your reaction to SmackDown in general. Hit that bell for notifications. Subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at Kimmy Talks Wrestling and on Twitter at Kimmy_WWE. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully the camera and stuff is better. My friend actually set it up for me today, so I think it's better. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you all Tuesday with our review of Night 2 of the draft and Monday Night Raw.